Y'all not working like a team? I got to shut the studio down, yo.
Hey, it's good to see you again.
I don't think you were invited.
And you? This is our second ever filming in front of a live studio audience, and we appreciate it so much that you guys are here to join us during this filming today.
An edited audience, thank you to Eddie.
Courtesy of Eddie.
Courtesy of Eddie. This is InTv Team Action News. I'm Nolan Weis.
I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen. It is January 10th, 2013.
Whoa.
It's going to take some time to get used to saying that.
I know. I've been messing up too. I've been getting the runner dates for the basketball game or the civic meetings, and I look at them right before I get done, and always 2012.
I know, and I've been writing it down on my timesheets and stuff. 2012. I'm gonna start getting paid for next year. I think it's gonna mess up my taxes a little bit.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it being 2013 is that the Twilight Saga has been complete, and there's not going to be any other movies. So that is the worst part about 2013.
Actually,
if you ask me,
if you ask the Raspberries, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 is one of the worst movies of 2012. It is worst picture, worst director, worst actress, actor, worst supporting actress, worst supporting actor, worst screen ensemble, worst screenplay, and worst remarks, ripoffs, or sequel. Wow.
Oh, this just in. The Raspberries is the worst website ever created. That's weird.
Hey, it's a website.
That's a coincidence.
And they pick out the bad movies of the year, and Twilight's going through it all.
I say that we start a website naming all the bad websites and then have the Raspberries be at the top of that list.
I can't agree with you on that. I like the Raspberries. They have really good movies on here. Worst picture, like The Battleship, or That's My Boy, Adam Sandler's, and then, of course, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. That would probably be, in my eyes, probably a terrible movie.
I mean, all of those sound like fantastic movies to me.
But what do you like about Twilight so much?
The forbidden love aspect of it. It's kind of like Dracula, you know? I don't like, there's some parts...
But it's more of a teen girl thing than anything. It's not a middle-aged man movie.
I mean, who's to say that it's a teen girl movie? It's a forbidden love movie. Dracula wasn't a teen girl movie.
Because the only shirts that are coming off are guys' t-shirts.
What? Well, I mean, he's a werewolf. And no one...
The werewolf's cool, I gotta say. He's awesome with the bow.
His name's Jacob.
He's awesome with the bow. Check this out. That makes his points on my scale a little higher.
You're Team Jacob?
Okay, I'll say I'm Team Jacob. What are
fine.
you?
Team Edward. Are you kidding me?
God. One of the ugliest actors out there right now.
Why are you?
Him and Kristen Stewart.
Why are
you?
you? Out of any of the ugly actors, you choose to just bring up guys and then say that the guys are?
I said Kristen. I said him and her because Kristen, you've always said is one of the highest paid actress.
She is.
And you said she's beautiful.
She is.
I disagree with both of those.
When I bring up actresses and actors, like when it comes to actors, I don't base them on looks like you do, just like Spider-Man in the past. How you said Spider-Man.
He's a good actor. On Social Network, he was a good actor.
Yeah, but you said that.
I didn't say he was cute. I said he was a petite Spider-Man.
No, you said
like
that
a cuter looking Spider-Man.
Cute Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire was nerdy Spider-Man, but tough. This guy's just cute.
Okay, so Spider-Man, the actor for Spider-Man is cute, but Robert Pattinson is ugly. Where's your middle point? What's your middle point? Where's your middle point?
He looks like he's dying.
No, who's like decent looking to you?
Bruce Willis.
I can agree with that. I agree with that.
Bruce Willis isn't that bad. Or Samuel.
I think Bruce Willis is kind of up there a little bit, you know.
I'll even go Mel Gibson's even better looking than...
Mel Gibson's crazy, though. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. But that makes him so good looking.
But
Kristen, what makes her so ugly, though, is that affair that she had with that director.
I don't think so. I disagree with that. I think what makes her ugly... The only thing that makes her ugly is the fact that she's a terrible actress.
Everything you just did.
She is a
terrible actress.
Horrible actress.
We can agree on something there with the Twilight Saga.
But Twilight's great.
If you have any opinions or anything to say about this topic, about Twilight, or about the whole saga of Twilight, please give us a call, 649-3940, and we'd love to voice or hear your opinion, and then put it on InTv, or even on Facebook. We'd love to have comments Are you Team Nolan or Team Jeff?
Yeah.
Do you like the Twilight, or do you
go.
just not like the Twilight?
I think everyone out there is Team Jeff. I think messages are just going to start coming in. Everyone's going to be walking around with like Channel 40 Team Jeff shirts. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Ooh.
Put our face on the back of like the shirts.
Hey, I want to start it off right. We got to find a Facebook survey. So go onto Facebook, go onto our InTv webpage, and see our survey and what you like. Is it Team Jeff or Team Nolan? I'm not a fan of Twilight, and Jeff loves Twilight.
Just all around.
But just all around,
and an overall outlook on life. Like, I have a better positive outlook on life and you don't.
You're very sloppy and I'm not.
I'm super good at sports and you're not.
Snowboarding, I'll give you that.
Basketball, dodgeball, softball. Baseball's not a sport. Baseball's not a sport.
It's
Baseball's
rigged.
Football.
You're
Pole
terrible.
vaulting.
You're terrible at almost everything. You're right under me in newscasting, though.
Oh, now it's getting real.
Okay, I'm done with the Twilight, but please log on to our Facebook, or if you'd like to do some advertising, you can log on our Facebook too, and we'd love to get you a great deal on advertising on our InTv Team Action News, where we're shown in Ellensburg and the Upper Kittitas County.
Big things happening at Inland Networks. If you are an expanded basic customer, then you're getting some movie channels for free this weekend.
Can't wait. All of them. Showtime, Cinemax, and the greatest thing is they're having all their premieres of their great shows. Breaking Bad, my favorite, Shameless. All the great shows are coming out for their premieres, and you get it free if you have a digital box from Inland Networks.
And then once you start watching these shows, you just can't turn back around. There's no, I don't even watch TV anymore unless it's a football game.
Yeah, a football game or an HBO, like Dexter was one of my big shows.
Well, yeah, it's the commercials that kill it.
Yeah.
That's why
In
us
hour-long
here
segments.
at Channel 40 are typically commercial free.
Well, if we have commercials, they are local and they're informative for our viewers, so that's always a nice thing.
And informative for our viewers, is this snow coming in? It's creating an issue with some of the drivers on the road.
It is, and also with the people trying to get rid of the snow in front of their house. And if you are one of those people, please do not throw the snow back into the road, because they will throw that snow right back into your yard, or onto your sidewalk. So please, get rid of that snow safely and off of the highway.
And due to Cle Elum and Roslyn city ordinances, that was a tough one.
That was a tough word.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Good luck spelling that word, Jeff.
I'm terrible at spelling. During the winter, you're not allowed to park on city streets in front of public buildings overnight.
Yep, I've already found out a couple people that I know have gotten tickets.
I know one person that's gotten a warning. I haven't.
Oh, you haven't yet?
No.
Oh, I thought.
No.
Could have sworn you had.
No.
Did you get a warning?
No.
Oh.
That warning was at my house. Is that what you're saying? That warning that was written? No, that was from somebody else. I'm not going to name any names. It was sitting on my table, but it wasn't from my roommates.
I was just honestly making that up, but that's funny that was at your house.
Yeah, it was like it was the first week that the ordinance came to, like, they gave out a warning to one of them.
So do not be like Jeff. When you hear...
It's not me. It wasn't me.
Okay, don't be like Jeff or his roommates. Move your car when the plow is coming. Very important.
Advertise with us this year. It's the best way to kick off this 2013 year by advertising with Channel 40 with the cheapest rates around.
And let's check out some commercials from Maccabees, Last Resort, and Rosin Regs. Oh yeah, and Ruby's.
Take the beautiful drive to the Last Resort restaurant and get away to the Alpine Lakes at Lake Cle Elum. Here you will find a splendid place to dine with the best salad bar around and great homemade soup. Don't forget Don's special prime rib every Friday and Saturday. While you're here, come check out Motorfist Snow Gear and Snowmobile Rentals. So take the short drive to Last Resort and come share a home-cooked dinner with us.
Maccabees has brought the Southwest to the Northwest at their 5,000 square foot store. We have an extensive inventory of decorations, books, internationally made piggy banks, Terra Verde candles, clothing from Cactus Bay Apparel, leather and faux leather purses from Bandana and Montana West, personal items such as soaps and lotions from Camille Beckman, European soaps, goat's milk, and Native Touch. Also try our decadent homemade fudge. Yum! We are located at the east end of Cle Elum on Airport Road.
Hi, I'm Daniel Bannister. I've been tie-dyeing since 2008. Last year I decided to showcase my talents in my new store in the NWI building in Roslyn. Here at Rosin Regs, I offer tie-dye natural fabric apparel consisting of 6-month to 6X shirts, underwear, sweatshirts, lady shirts, aprons, sheets, tapestries, hats, socks, gloves, pants, dress shirts, a variety of dog clothing. I also offer custom screen printing, local photography, and hula hoops. My newest service that I'm offering are tie-dye workshops, or you can put some color back into your old, faded clothing. So come check out Roslyn Rags, located in the NWI building in downtown Roslyn. I'm Daniel Bannister. Let's come dye together.
Come in and explore Ruby's scrapbooking and things. Let your mind run free with all that you see. With papers and stencils and ribbons galore, stamping and knitting, scrapbooking and more. For printing, crocheting, it's fun to create. Discover all there is to choose and make a date. Visit Ruby's Scrapbooking and Things, 110 East 1st Street in Clallam, where you create memories for yourself, family, and friends.
It's January 10th, 2013, and it's InTv Team Action News. I'm Nolan Weis.
And I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen, and we'd like to take this time to remind all of our viewers out there, if you can't get us at home, you can find us online. Just log on to our YouTube channel at the link below, and then subscribe to us and catch all our episodes online from here on out.
Yep, we're putting our episodes high def online. So check them out, YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page, or go to Facebook, like us on our Facebook, and tell a friend. InTv full episodes are online.
It's that time of year again. The I Have a Dream dinner, third annual, is coming around. It's going to be held at Mavericks in the front part of the casino. This is upcoming January 21st. It's put on by the kids, for the kids, and thank you, Don Bass, for all your hard work and dedication going into the crash and gear programs.
And the community builders of the Upper Kittitas County. Good job, once again, third annual, for putting on such a great event. Again, like Jeff said, helping out the kids.
And now let's go on to movie reviews with Randy Winkler.
Oh, I love this part. And the coolest part is Randy just saw Django, and I've been looking forward to seeing this movie. And Randy, what'd you think of it?
If you like Quentin Tarantino, you got to go see it. So, but what I have to say is, because of this movie, it took me back to all of my great Western films of all times, and of course that started with The Magnificent Seven, starring Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen and Robert Vaughn and James Coburn and Charles Coburn, and that was in 1960, and it was a huge hit. So then they were trying to come up with some more Westerns, but they couldn't afford to pay all of the actors and stuff. So they decided to go to Italy and make some, what they ended up calling spaghetti Westerns. And the first one was a series of 3, Man with No Name. The main character was never given a name. And they starred Clint Eastwood, who had been on the Rowdy Yates. So it brings back to mind Clint Eastwood, who starred in 3 movies, spaghetti westerns. And the first one was Fistful of Dollars. The next one was For a Few Dollars More. And the third one in the series was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is the one most people remember. He did a 4th one after that called Hang 'em High, and it was also really good. A lot of these movies had Clint Eastwood and Eli Wallach in them. Lee Van Cleef was in a couple of them. And Lee Van Cleef even went on to do his own spaghetti western called The Big Gun Down, which was one of my favorites. I say that tongue-in-cheek because it always made me laugh a lot. But the funny thing about the difference between Quentin Tarantino's movie and the old real spaghetti westerns was, in Tarantino's movie, you got a lot of Sam Peckinpah bullet shots exploding out of people and stuff like that, whereas in the old spaghetti westerns they couldn't even afford really good sound effects, so the shots went pa-ching, pa-ching, and stuff. So it made for a good afternoon's movie for me. I used to go all the time and see those, and it was great. So don't forget to patronize your Roslyn Theater where the moon always rises. Say hello to Lynn for me, and watch InTv on Channel 40.
Thank you, Randy, for that movie review with Django.
2 thumbs up. Are you sure it's not Django?
Positive.
Oh yeah, okay.
With winter among us, be sure to be safe on the trails for all you snowshoers, cross-country skiers, snowboarders, hikers, and snowmobilers.
Snowmobilers, very important. Make sure to have those helmets on and go slow around those corners. Any of you on the coal miner trail, please be at a safe speed. Don't be gunning that throttle because you never know what's going to be around a corner or pop out in front of you.
Or even with the timber sleds running around.
Whew, those timber sleds are pretty cool, but
and I've
very
seen a
dangerous.
hefty number of them lately.
Hefty number of meetings we just gathered from this week's Civic News.
Is there anything that you'd like to say this evening?
Shutting the studio down.
In Roslyn City Council news, Mitch Long was sworn in finally, and we have an update on the police report with Chief Ferguson.
Perform the duties of the office of council member.
Position number 6.
Position number 6.
In and for the city of Roslyn, Washington.
In and for the city of Roslyn, Washington.
As such duties are prescribed by law, so help me God.
As such duties are prescribed by law, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Chris Snyder, our officers were called in for a report of a stabbing that occurred in the 1000 block of East 1st Street in Cle Elum. After our investigation, officers arrested a 47-year-old Cle Elum male for assault second as well as felon in possession of a weapon. On December 18th around 4 a.m., an officer, you may have seen this in the paper too, an officer was patrolling an alley when he observed individuals approaching him, pushing a wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow was full of home items. When the individuals saw the officers, they ran off. Again, we were called in at 4 in the morning. Eventually, we were able to locate 2 individuals and arrest those individuals for burglaries, recovering $20,000 worth of items, stolen items for the homeowner. On January 6th, while on patrol in Roslyn, the officer observed an individual that he knew had a felony warrant. The officer made contact with the individual, attempted to place him into custody. That individual broke free of the officer and ran. The officer chased him for about 3-4 blocks, at which point he finally located him in an individual's garage, hiding under a car.
And on the same day, January 7th, 2013, the Cle Elum City Council met where Mark Flateau talked about this new school levy, and before they had a moment of silence for an old city council member named Lloyd Garrett.
Before we sit down, you guys can remain standing. Lloyd Garrett passed away. He was a councilman here for several years. I'm sorry, I apologize, I don't know how many years, but anyway, I'd like to have a moment of silence for him.
The proposed new rates are almost identical to our current rates. But you can see where we currently stack up. With our capital project and our M&O, we're at $1.80. Second lowest is Easton being the lowest, compared to Ellensburg at $4.11, Kittitas at $3.44. Those are M&O and bonds. And then Thorpe is $3.12, and that is just their levy rate. They don't have any debt similar to ours. So you can see that the value for the cost per thousand is still very low, and again provides you further information in regards to that. This brochure contains a lot more detail, a lot more information. I'm not going to take the time to go through that with you tonight. You can read it.
And if you want to watch the Cle Elum City Council meeting in its entirety, check out InTv at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And that concludes Civic News.
And let's go on to some Warrior Sports. In Warrior Sports, we have some basketball games, but unfortunately, they're all away. Like this weekend, January 11th, 2013, they're playing Mampton, and the next day, they're playing Highland, January 12th, which are both away.
The next home match is going to be held versus Zilla on the 25th of January, so be sure to come out, show your Warrior spirit and your support for this year's team, because we have some losses and we need to get some W's.
Yes, we do. For the girls, especially, and the boys, need them to get that district playoffs. Wrestling match was at Riverview today, January 10th. We'll have highlights for next week at the Columbia Burbank and Riverview. This match was at Riverview.
And for all of you watching us on YouTube or Facebook or channel40.tv.
Or Channel 2 down in Ellensburg.
Or Channel 2 down in Ellensburg. If you have friends from Atlanta, don't talk to them this week.
Yeah.
Because the Seahawks, a storm's a brewing and come into your hometown Atlanta, and we're going to take the W and shut you out for the season.
Seattle Seahawks are going to blow up Atlanta. Well, with the football, of course.
It's just going to be like Wilson.
It's going to be an awesome football game. Don't forget Marshawn Lynch and Tate and all the other great players we have besides Russ Wilson.
Who's fantastic.
Gosh.
I must say.
They got to get past Atlanta, and then hopefully it will be Green Bay, not San Fran, or if you're a San Fran fan, maybe San Fran, and then to the Super Bowl. So we have 3 games, and the Seahawks will get to the Super Bowl, or 2 games, and then the Super Bowl, and then we're Super Bowl champions.
And this upcoming Friday's Blue Friday, so if you have a jersey that you want to show off and support our team, the fellow Seahawks, be sure to wear it on Friday, Blue Friday.
And some more blue going around. They're actually going down to Yakima coming up. The Inland Warriors 7th grade AAU is practicing hard, and Pat Weaver and I are coaching these kids to be better basketball players. I don't know how good I'm doing, but I know Pat Weaver's doing a really good job coaching them. But again, they are going to have a tournament coming up down in Yakima and an interview with some of the Inland Warriors next week.
I'm sure you're doing fantastic, seeing as though you've never played a day of basketball in your life.
What are you talking about?
7th grade doesn't count.
7th grade and 8th grade, actually.
Oh, that's my fault.
I played all the way from 1st grade all the way up.
Dude, for 8 years.
For 8 years. I had some good coaches, too.
Yes, you
At this time, we want to go on to some Upper Kittitas County police blotters because we just could not hide these from our viewers. These police blotters are real and have not been fabricated.
3 suspects were reportedly trying to drive a van up a hill near Odson Road in Ronald, and it seems suspicious.
A caller reportedly wanted to inform law enforcement that sheep would be moving on Canyon Road.
2 men were reportedly in a business on Chestnut Street and seemed like they were on drugs. One went to use the exercise equipment and the other went to use a women's restroom.
Someone near number 81 Road in Kittitas reportedly fell.
A cow reportedly was standing on a caller's front porch on Kimberly Lane.
Someone reportedly was trying to ship a package containing marijuana on Water Street.
Some juveniles reportedly were playing in a playground area near Alder Street and their behavior seemed suspicious.
A suspicious and approximately 10-year-old boy reportedly was selling candy on Ellington Street.
I wonder if he was trying to undercut businesses, maybe selling Tootsie Rolls. Businesses usually sell Tootsie Rolls for
2 cents?
Maybe one per Tootsie Roll, so maybe he was selling 2 for 1 cent.
Ooh. Or maybe selling those Butterfingers for 50 cents like they used to be instead of $1.10.
Or what if he's selling independent, like, what is that, Kit Kat bars, 1 by 1. Just rip it off, trying to make a profit.
Ooh.
Come up 5 cents.
Luckily, these people were called in, and again, these police blotters are real. No way Jeff and I or Eddie could have made these stories up.
Nope. That's what goes down in the U.K.C. in Kittitas County.
At this time, we want to go on to some birthdays.
Starting off, we would like to wish Josh Johnson and Monique Wint a happy birthday on January 9th.
On January 10th, Jessica Stewart and Jim Swanson.
On January 11th, we have Christina McElroy and Robbie Buckner.
On January 13th, we have Paula Pastotti and Tony Davey.
And on January 14th, we have Big Low. Happy birthday, Big Low.
Big Low, happy birthday. Seattle's biggest fan. He's at every game with that big old defense in hand. Happy birthday, man. Yeah,
pretty. It's something else. We got a chance to meet Big Low.
Yep, and his action figures hanging on our wall still.
And from all of us here at Channel 40 Studios and Inland Networks, I would just like to say congratulations to Daryl Gaitis. He's a cancer patient survivor, just getting a clean bill of health 2 days ago. We're praying for many more years out of you, sir. He's a fantastic citizen, upstanding, doing big things with the Cleveland Fire Department, and I'm just couldn't be happier.
That is some special news right there. Congratulations, Daryl. And if you have any news like this, please give us a call, 649-3940, and Jeff and I will love to share it with everybody. And that is some sweet news. Thank you for sharing that, Jeff.
No problem.
Yeah, great news to hear, Daryl. This has been a couple local boys
shooting some local news.
Like us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
And subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Nolan Weis.
I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen.
InTv Team Action News.
The bad news is that I'm shutting down the studio.
In Roslyn City Council news, Mitch Long was sworn into the police department by Chief Ferguson.
You're dumbass.
I like how you wrote it down and I didn't even write it. Liam Neeson.
The worst of the worst. It wasn't Liam Neeson.
In Battleship?
No.
Yeah. A Christmas tree. January 10th, 2013. I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen. That's all we gotta say about that.
Yep.
I was gonna go like, let's go on a movie review with Randy Winkler, and then say, you know, heard you watch Django this last week. What'd you think of it?
Oh, that's what you're gonna do. Okay.
That's what I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna do.
Okay, cool.
Call it Django. It's spelled the Django, but just pronounced Django.
I think it's Django though.
It's spelled the Django. It's pronounced Django.
No, let's keep it. Let's keep it.
Okay. Bojangles? You ever heard of Bojangles?
Heard of Django.
Sounds like one of those names.
With So we don't know what we're talking about.
No. So where does Django come from?
River, I'm Trevor Dorson.
Hold on. Eddie has a report coming in.
You got a report, Eddie? What do you got to add? What?
I guess not. So let's wrap up this edition of InTv Team Action News. I'm Nolan Weis.
I'm Trevor Dorson.
I was pointing at.
You were pointing like we got a story.
It wasn't a big deal.
You can mimic it. Do walk out.
Yeah,
you should be a director.
Just
Eddie.
mentioned it on the commercial.
You got a director's chair.
You ready?
What are you doing?
I do what I'm told.